Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rock and Roll Union Streamcast. It has been a while, man. It's been almost 2 months since I talked to you guys, since I was able to contact you guys and really live it up with you guys. I'm really excited for the show this evening. We have the boys from Sic Vikki who are ready to celebrate their 30th anniversary show on Friday night. That is a Rock and Roll Union and Vertigo Entertainment production. Really excited for that. A lot of great bands on board there. You'll have the likes of Monte Carlo, Rat Rod, and Instinct opening up for Sic Vikki. And really excited to get started, man. And just a brief mention of our sponsor, Rosenfeld Dental Associates, located at 1095 Inman Avenue in Edison, New Jersey. Go rock your smile with the Rock Doc. David Rosenfeld, nominated one of the top dentists in Jersey for 2022. Mention CT or the Rock and Roll Union and get a great discount upon your booking of your appointment. So, yeah, guys, it has been a while. It has been a long while, and I'm very excited that we're back. We're rebranding everything. We're getting back in the saddle. So much to talk about, so much great music out there, and we're going to be bringing that to you live. That tonight is brought to you by the guys in Sic Vikki, man. I'm really excited to get started with them. Let me unmute your mic, Pat. Hey, guys, how are we?
What's up, brother? What's going on?
How's everybody doing?
I'm out of frame.
You're out of frame.
Man, you're on.
He's late, guys.
He's late for everything.
So I know that we've discussed previously in the other shows that we've done together the history of Sic Vikki. We've talked past stories. Tonight, I want to give our viewers a little bit more of a where we're at now, what's coming in the future, and talk about the lineup that we have now. After 30 years, you're celebrating your 30th anniversary on Friday. Why now? What makes sense about now for you guys to come out of retirement, come out of doing what you guys were doing normally to bring Sic Vikki and the band back together?
I think it was really our friend Vinny Mouse who was really wanted this to happen for the longest time, and he kind of put a lot of pieces into place. He got Richie over here, the drummer. He got Pat and I back together. Not that we were, not together, but
right.
Eric Az, who I've played with for many, many years. He's going to be here any minute. And then my buddy Keith, who I play with, he's going to be playing keyboards.
Awesome.
So we're super excited for Friday's show. We've been rehearsing a couple times and
for a couple months.
Yeah. So we're super excited to see people and get out there and play these really good songs. And I forgot how good these songs really were, and there's some interesting changes in them. And so I'm really excited to do that. And I think going forward, we're gonna continue to write some more music in the Sic Vikki vein. I do have a couple songs that we've been working on, like Let Me Down Easy is a new one in the set, so that's a brand new song for
nice
everybody.
Never played live.
Yeah, never played live.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we're gonna do a couple fun cover songs that we used to do that were very popular back in the day. So that's where we are right now.
And you touched briefly on Vinny. I just want to say a shout out to Vinny. I know he had a death in the family today. Our prayers are with you, bro. And just want to say thank you for everything that Vinny does, just so that he knows we're thinking about him tonight. But guys, as far as the vein of Sic Vikki, now going back to when you guys first put out Kiss Me in French, and we also have the Early Years album. Mm-hmm. What changes songwriting to now? Like, what are you guys? Have you guys had to modify the original Sic Vikki sound to kind of update it to what it is today?
I don't think so. I mean, we're just like playing the songs. Yeah. I mean, we're playing the songs that we played 30 years ago.
Right. What I mean is with the new material.
Yeah.
Is there a different way that you approach writing as opposed to previously?
Well, I think for writing Sic Vikki material, there's definitely like a certain formula to the songs and a certain style. There's a lot of key changes in a lot of the songs, which in most pop songs there aren't.
Right.
So when I write songs normally, not necessarily for Sic Vikki, like, you know, I don't put all those key changes in them, but for Sic Vikki song, like I would tend to do that.
Now, as far as lyrically, in the past, I mean, when you guys first put out Kiss Me in French, culture was a little bit different, and you guys were able to write a little bit more freely than you can. Not just you guys, but everybody in general. There's certain topics that you can't touch on anymore. There's certain ways that you have to address things. Do you guys feel any kind of like entrapment in that, or do you feel kind of that you need to change things as opposed to lyrically, as opposed to what they were before?
I don't know.
For the new material.
Yeah, what do you think?
I think like at a certain level you do, but also there's a lot more language in music that's more readily accepted now. You know what I mean? You hear a lot of language in the music you wouldn't hear before, but there's a lot of topics that aren't really covered like the way they used to be.
Right, exactly.
So there's a difference. There's a difference in the content, but stylistically, it should pretty much stay the way that we love to do it.
Gotcha. Now, as far as your lineup now, what makes this feel different than maybe back when you guys were originally, when you guys last played all them years ago? What makes this iteration of Sic Vikki feel different?
I don't really think it feels different necessarily. It's just it's a cool camaraderie that we have, and we're just trying to recreate the music, not necessarily the whole sound. You know, we're trying to use some sounds that we like better now as adults. Maybe instead of like a synthy keyboard, we're using more organ or Rhodes or something like that. But really just and we're not trying to go for like some kind of retro guitar sound. We're just playing
Gotcha.
what we like, so like I'm using a Fender Telecaster. Like I would never use that with Sic Vikki.
Eric was talking about turning like all the Sic Vikki songs into reggae tunes.
But that's
Not doing that, right?
that's
not going to happen in the future.
Not at the show.
He's not. He's probably working on a reggae tune right now.
Yeah, probably is.
But yeah, he got answered for that one.
You guys touched on it a little bit. You just answered that as far as stylistic is concerned. Now, it had been how long since you guys played live last? How long has it been?
30 years.
30 years.
30 years. Now, within those 30 years, has there been anything different as far as maybe new tricks you picked up as how to play the instrument or different things that you've learned in that past 30 years that you go, man, I wish I'd have known this back then?
Nope, I haven't learned anything in 30 years, man. I'm as dumb as I was then.
What?
No, of course you know more, man. 30 years. Yeah.
I've learned
Man.
nothing.
Yeah.
I really haven't.
Nothing.
I don't know how I got this gig, but I'll be there Friday.
He hits things. It's good.
Right.
Now, as far as the admission of the keyboard player, we haven't spoken or seen the keyboard player on any of the other shows that we've done. Can we talk to you a little bit? What is his name again? I'm sorry.
This is Keith.
I'm Keith.
Hey, Keith.
Yeah.
So, who roped you into being with Sic Vikki?
We play together in another band, and he brought me into this madness. So here I am.
Keith is now the youth of the band.
Yes,
and he's just a super amazing player. So
I wasn't alive the last time Sic Vikki was around. So.
And this is what, like your third or fourth practice, and every time you show up, like the band just automatically turns into a band. It's great,
Yeah.
dude. We've been practicing for months, and I go home and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. He shows up, all of a sudden we're a band.
yeah, so
Man.
it makes a difference. And all that Sic Vikki stuff. I mean, especially the first album had a lot of keyboards on it.
Yeah.
And, underneath it, and certainly pads and background parts too.
Man, and as far as Friday night show is concerned, what are you guys looking forward to most? Are there certain songs that you're like, man, I can't wait to do this again, or certain material you're looking to get across? What are your thoughts on Friday night, and how excited are you guys to get back to playing live?
Super excited.
We're through the roof, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. It really is. We rehearsed the other night, and everything sounded really, really tight together. Vocals were great. You know, Rich is still nailing it. So it was awesome, and I'm really looking forward to it. You know what I mean? And as when you were talking about the sound, there's different personalities in the band now. You know what I mean? Different stylistic ways of playing, and you know, Rich has grown. I've changed a little bit, and you know, playing different instruments, and it's going to be a little bit different, but it's going to be exactly the same.
Gotcha. Now, are you guys excited to bring up like the next generation of Sic Vikki fans? I'm sure like when you guys last played together, you didn't have possibly kids or even grandkids at this moment. I know I'm waiting on a grandkid myself now. Are you guys bringing them out to the show, and like how excited are you to play in front of some people that may have never seen you guys play before?
Well, super excited about that. Unfortunately, it is a 21 and over show.
Right.
Pat and I both have kids who cannot get into the show, which is really a disappointment.
Keith is going to get carded.
Yeah. I
Bring
almost
your
wasn't
ID.
allowed. Yeah.
He's
I'm sneaking through the back door to get in that night.
I'll put you in my bass drum case, dude. We'll sneak you in.
So we have some love being shown by Mark Cooperman.
Mark, what's up,
Cool.
buddy?
Mark.
I can't wait to see you, Mark.
But as far as new material, are you guys currently recording, or are you just still in the process of writing? What's going on as far as that's concerned?
Yeah, right now we're just rehearsing, rehearsing the songs. A lot of these songs are new to everybody in the band. Not everybody. I think Pat and I have the most.
We played them a couple.
Yeah, we played them. But to everybody else in the band, they've never played these songs before. So just trying to get all the parts together and try to recreate it close to the CD, but also close to the live version of things that we did back then. And all the songs sound very similar part-wise in a lot of sections. So we're like, wait, was it the solo for this section or was it that song? So there's been some of that, but I think we got all that worked out.
There's still a little confusion. Yeah. We got till Friday to figure it out.
Yeah.
Now you guys still have a massive following overseas in other parts of the world that are still currently buying Sic Vikki music, still buying the merch. Any plans on maybe taking a trip and playing to some of these areas?
Not as of yet, but we're certainly open to that possibility. We're looking into maybe some, different cruise things that we could do or something like that. So I know we do have a big following in Scandinavia and Germany and Switzerland and those kinds of areas. So we would love to. So we'll just see what happens. This is the first step, was coming back together and rehearsing these songs. And
absolutely.
And it's really seeing if we wanted to do it. You know what I mean? We got together. Our personalities could have all totally clashed at this point in our lives. You never know.
Right.
We all just get along like brothers. It's like, hey, guess what? We're back. Okay, cool.
You should have told me we weren't going on tour. I quit my day job.
So there's
after Friday. We only got one gig.
So there was no apprehension, no nervousness when you guys got back together?
No, it was like we just picked up from yesterday.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Riding a bicycle.
Yep. There was no. It was just like, hey man, how you been? Oh great. Okay, let's play.
Man, and as far as like being able to pick up where you left off, a lot of us have been dying to see you guys back together. And with Vinny keeps pushing you guys. You talked a little bit about the trying to get on some cruises. He's been pushing that Monsters of Rock, man, and I really hope you guys get that, man. Vinny has been vocal about that for quite some time.
Yes, he has. So it would be awesome to get that, but we'll see. I mean, there's other opportunities, all over the place.
Absolutely.
There's festivals all over the world. There's festivals all over the U.S. You know, we can always pick them up, and that's a weekend haul for the most part. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, any thoughts to we talked a little bit about the fans overseas and people still buying the merch, still buying the music. Any thoughts to how that transitions to here in the States? It's kind of been really a tough go here in the States. There's bands from overseas that won't come here and play because it's not financially feasible for them. Whereas the opposite, if you guys go overseas, it might be a little bit more lucrative for you there. Any ideas what the difference between here and there is? Any thoughts to that?
I personally, I think that they just kind of stuck with the guns. You know, they grabbed that genre of music and stuck with it. I mean, I was saying before, when we played Germany, remember we had a mosh pit in Germany, you know what I mean?
Before there were mosh pits.
Yeah, before they were. That was great. And this guy is all bloody and moshing to Kiss Me in French. I'm like, really? Check you out, you know?
Man.
Dude. I never told you.
But no, I think they just kind of grabbed that and kept going with it. And they kind of built on it too. Their rock scene is far deeper than ours in this country right now. This country's picking up again. Like we went into the whole hip hop and rap and dance and all this other stuff for a while, and it seems to be coming back out again. But over there, they stuck with it. They built that symphonic metal genre now. You know what I mean? With the female fronted bands, a lot of them, or they do these duets, male female vocalists. Like Ad Infinitum has Afterlife, which is just a phenomenally well written song. And the vocals are killer. You know what I mean? And
I remember talking to Johnny D, and if anybody wants to see that video, they can go on YouTube and see that. But talking to Johnny D, the drummer from who used to drum for Britney Fox, but he's with Doro now, and talking about the differences in Germany and how the fans are still diehard over there. And Eric is with hello, brother.
We made it. We have a nice number. What's up, man?
How you doing?
How you doing, buddy? Hi, guys.
Are we ready? Are we ready for Friday?
Yes.
We're like beyond ready.
Yeah.
love it.
Well, tonight's our last rehearsal, so it's
Nice.
Tonight it's going to be ready. Yeah, for sure.
Nice. And how long do you guys usually rehearse for?
I guess it's that.
How long do you guys usually rehearse for?
Anywhere from like 2 to 4
5 minutes.
hours.
Yeah.
You know.
Depending
Yeah, I mean,
on pulling stuff apart.
I'm sure
we have to stop and have beer breaks.
Whenever you guys run out of beer,
Yeah, exactly. When the fridge is empty, you're like, we're out.
Yeah, get out of my house.
Guys, drink one beer, get the fuck out.
now, has there ever been any this was just a thought that entered my mind. Has there been any contact, or is there like a chain as far as previous members of Sic Vikki are concerned? Anybody still talk to the old band members? Is there any thoughts to maybe them coming out and checking you guys out on Friday night? And is there like that camaraderie?
I wouldn't say there's camaraderie, but we're all still friendly, for sure.
Gotcha.
Joe is in California, and Bobby is in Florida, and and Steve is local, but I don't think he's coming out. But Pat saw Steve like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I went and hung out with you.
Yeah.
And I will say that the Pat's been kicking it old school style. He's been getting out there, getting the word out. I mean, I was at one show. I saw Pat out there getting that word out, man. And I got to say, it's cool to see people that still communicate with other people. I mean, we live in a society that is so different from the last time you guys played together that.
You say something?
Yeah, exactly. The form of communication's like gone, and the attention span of some people is just like next to nothing. Is that something that you guys feel like you need to battle coming back out?
I don't think we know yet.
Yeah.
We'll find out on Friday.
I think this band has kind of like a designated crowd that people know, and they've kind of dabbled before. So I think it's more of the fact of just trying to get some of our old friends and some people that used to come out to the shows come and see us play. You know, I mean, if there's any new folks out there, young generation of kids who wants to come out and join a party, you know, it's great.
You know, Eric, that was the one thing that I said to the band before you came back is everybody's bringing up that second generation now and sharing that music and getting live rock and roll back out there again. And thank God for places like the Union Fire Hall where you guys will be playing Friday night. And do you guys feel rejuvenated by that? Maybe that next generation, parents bringing their kids into the fold.
We'll see when we play.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. You know what? I think like it's just one of those things where you are who you are. And if the young generation, for some reason, finds the band on the internet or on the web or somewhere live and they like the band, that's awesome. You know what I mean? But, you know, it's just, you know, it's just the way it is anymore. It's just like you play because you love to play music and you enjoy what you do. You know what? If people like you, they like you. If they don't like you, they don't like you. I mean, does it really matter to me? I mean, I played in Sic Vikki for one record, and like now I'm revisiting the Kiss Me in French days, which I wasn't part of. But you know what? Like I listen to the record and I say it's great. Like it's just a great record. Like I mean,
it's cool.
I like all kinds of music. I listen to you know, Armani White on the way up here. I listened to Kanye yesterday on the way to work. I don't care. I don't judge music. It's just something that when you turn it on and it makes you feel good and it creates some kind of a feeling inside your heart or your soul, that's wonderful, you know? But I think people worry too much about like, you know, like how do we make it in the business?
Right.
Who do we kill? How do we, you know, like, you know what?
Who do we kill, Eric?
Like, who do we find and destroy? You know, and like, and the music is always,
Everyone that doesn't like us.
you know,
We
like,
don't care if you don't like us, but we will hunt you down and kill you.
we'll hunt you
Show
down.
to the gig or else we will hunt you down.
Yeah, and I think that's for me personally. Like, I have a scar on my heart from back in the 80s. Like, I mean, because there was just so much competition. Like, everybody was like, you know, like, oh, I'm better than that guitar player. Well, that guitar sucks. That drummer is.
Well, don't point at me when you say that.
But like, you know what? The great thing about music today is just like nobody cares. Kids just go out and play and they love it, man. And like, you know, when people find that in their heart and souls that they're actually legitimate, like there's no competition. People just go out and play.
Yeah.
So one thing about the 80s that is still kind of there and it resonates a little bit. And I know that just from the fact that I'm on Facebook and I'm on social media, I can see people still talking about who was the greatest guitar player in the 80s. Like there's no such thing, dude. There's just no. So why keep asking that?
Dude, who
There's-
cares? It was the
Yeah.
80s.
Well,
Come
like-
on.
Well,
Exactly,
obviously, it
and
was
that's-
Eddie Van Halen.
But you know what's funny? The new generation doesn't.
No, everybody supports. Everybody supports now. You know?
Yeah,
And, like,
like, we're not judgmental anymore.
when you talk, like I'm friends with some bands in Maryland and stuff like that, and I chat with those guys all the time, and they'll log into our stuff. They support us down there. They're pushing them. I push them wherever I can. You know what I mean? And it's a more friendly. No matter what the genre of music is, to be honest with you, it's several different types, but everybody kind of just gets along and tries to do it because you can't just do it by yourself anymore.
Even like all these bands that we're playing with on Friday, like we've all crossed paths and we're all friends with all of them.
Yeah.
So it's like support local music. And if you like it, if you don't like it, like you still got to come out and support what we're trying to do. We're trying to make people happy. And
That's
back in the day, like everybody was like, I'm better than you. And, you know, all these people that we're playing with now, it's like we have so much respect because I've been doing this for 39 years. They've been doing it for 39 years.
We mature.
Right. Yeah.
Mature.
We somehow grew up, even though some of us still have long hair, but we, you know, we still kind of grew up. Keith, you know, he's
I'm
growing
working on that.
Well, perhaps that's one of the better.
musician out of all of us.
Maybe that's one of the better things that came out of the labels, the major record labels not really being around anymore, is nobody's living that giant rock star dream anymore. And still playing that music is a thing of the heart now more than it is a thing of the
Some people,
what you can get out of it.
some people might argue with you on that, though.
Unless you're like Alter Bridge.
No, not me.
I know
I'm
who
just
you're
saying-
talking about.
I'm just saying there's probably a lot of people who don't think the same.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right because that is very true.
Unless you're like Alter Bridge or Mark Tremonti or something like that, who've been around for the past 15, 20 years and you've been playing and you've built this fan base. It's millions
Yeah,
and
good
millions
for them.
worldwide. You know what I mean? They're
Who?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Miles
Who the fuck
Kennedy.
is that?
Miles Kennedy.
Yeah, I think
I know the Kennedy that got assassinated.
I'm old, man. I don't know anybody.
All
I
right.
know,
Well,
like Clapton and Hendrix.
I'll put it in a way you can understand. He's the guy that sings for Slash when Slash does his solo stuff.
What'd you say?
I said, I'll put it in a way that you can understand. He is the guy who sings for Slash when Slash decides to do solo stuff.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So a little bit easier for us old folks to.
Who's a Slash guy? I don't know that.
But you guys have a this is actually a two-part. It says, will there be a party at the
Will there be an
old
app?
Nashville studio?
Oh man, that would be amazing, but
It's
we
gone.
do not. Yeah, it's gone. Like, at least we don't have access to it anymore.
We
I
can-
think
we can
Rich
rebuild
just
it.
texted that to
Yeah.
you from the kitchen.
Yeah, like we weren't a part of that, so they got to do something cool, right?
Oh man, yeah, we had so many good times at Nashville Studios.
You remember?
I do remember them. I didn't even drink. I didn't do anything, man.
So my question is the place still there? Are they still using any ideas?
No, it's long gone,
Man.
long gone.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not sure what happened to all the gear. I know I lost gear. And it was
man.
I'm not sure what happened to everybody's gear, but
Probably
c'est
got
la vie.
confiscated.
Yeah.
Yeah, all my monster cabinets are gone.
You know, I hear stories from Vinny about that place.
None of that.
So to give this guy a little bit more info, though, do you guys have any favorite memories from the Nashville studio?
Oh, wow.
I mean,
Anything you can remember?
I have a lot that I remember, just a lot that I probably wouldn't want to discuss on the internet.
Yeah.
Well, I can say that when we first went to Nashville, I think I was like 16 or 17. We went there, and there was no shower. There was a sink with a hot water spigot kind of thing, like super hot water, and we were left there. I didn't have a car. I was like left there for like 4 days. So we're eating like crackers. We're calling people to bring us food. We're like, bathing in the sink.
Oh my God.
And you kept at it, man?
Yeah. I mean, it was fun.
You had crackers in a bath, dude.
Yeah.
That's better than I did in the
Hey,
80s.
and I was glad I had it.
Right.
Now, my last question for you guys is somebody who is kind of on the fence about coming out Friday night. What would you say if they're hemming and hawing? How would you get somebody to come out Friday night to check out the show?
If they're on a fence of coming out,
Yeah.
oh, losers.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
No, I mean, it's going to be a great show. I'm super excited to see people. I know a lot of people are going to be coming out of the woodwork that we haven't seen in years. And I'm really excited to play with these guys. It sounds great. It's going to be a ton of fun. And we now have a website up, sicvikki.com. You can purchase posters on there. You can get T-shirts, tickets. You can listen to music and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So check that out as well. But yeah, I think it's going to be a great show. All the other bands we're playing with are awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and if you like music, you got to come out and support it. If you like the music, if you don't like the music, without us, there is really no original music. Kids aren't really getting original bands and playing. So without guys like us, is this dead? Yeah. So you got to come out, you got to support, you got to keep music alive, because everybody in the world gets happy when they hear a song. They get sad when they hear a song. So we want to play something that makes you happy. We want to make something that makes you sad. We want you to come out and have a good time. So if you're on the fence about coming out, we're here to make you happy. We're not here to feed our egos anymore. We're here to put on a good show.
And you know
He
what?
is.
Yeah.
It's guys like
that was all a bunch of crap.
But really,
Although
the baby wants to talk.
I only do this.
Sorry.
I only do this because I got a big
wants
ego.
to come up to the microphone. But really, a show like this only happens once. Sic Vikki can only reunite.
Dude, I quit my job. We got to do
I
it
know,
more
he
than
quit
once.
his job just for this. So come be part of the Sic Vikki history,
the next one's like the 50-year reunion.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough one. That's going to be a tough
There's going to
one.
be walkers,
What chord was that?
Yeah.
Tell Vinny not to call me for that. I'm not answering the phone for none of you.
Yeah.
Now, I know I said that was the last question, but this goes off of what you guys just said. As far as fans Friday night approaching you guys, asking you to sign stuff and everything, is that cool with you guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. I mean, we're
Without the fans, without fans, you're nobody. You know what I mean?
I think I consider all my fans or our fans are friends. You know what I mean? So I don't even like if they wanted to call me tomorrow and be like, dude, I have this guitar. You want to just sign it for me?
Of course.
Of course I would do it for you.
Yeah.
It's not a special event for people coming out to get their stuff signed. It's just for us to all get together back in the day and just hang and have a good time, have a couple of drinks and just chill. That's it. I mean, we're all, we know everybody there. Everybody, all the people that will come out, most of them will probably be somebody that we knew back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging tonight, man. I am excited for Friday night.
Are you going to?
I will be there.
Yeah.
I will be there, and I will be hosting this shindig. And doors open at 7 p.m. You guys can still get your tickets. Is it on your website, or is there a different site for tickets?
Eventbrite is where
Eventbrite.
Eventbrite.
But there's a link. There's a link if you go to sicvikki.com and under tour, the link is in there as well.
Awesome. So yeah, tickets still available, but starting to really run out. So you guys want to make sure you get your tickets for that. And gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging with us tonight.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks,
for having
team.
us, man.
See you Friday.
Peace.
See you Friday. Have a great night, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
If you're on the fence about coming, see you Friday. Bye.
All right. That was the boys in Sic Vikki, guys. I want to say a big shout out and thank you to them for coming on the show tonight. Bear with me for 1 second. And guys, it is my extreme pleasure to be back with you after such a long hiatus. That was the longest I ever went without doing a Rock and Roll Union streamcast or podcast. And just wanted to give a heads up. There's some really amazing things coming down the pike for Rock and Roll Union. We're going to be announcing those things as we move forward. So Friday night, Sic Vikki reunion show with Rat Rod, Instinct, and Monte Carlo. You don't want to miss that. Doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. And then something to mark on your calendar for really, really close is October 21st. We're going to be at the Ardmore, PA with the Rusty Nail and doing our autism benefits. So you guys might want to get out there and check that out. A lot of great bands involved with that. We'll be announcing that very soon. Also, just wanted to give you guys just an idea. Rock and Roll Union has been a part of most of you guys for 5 years now, going on 5 years. And I'm very flattered and very humbled to say thank you for that. However, there are some things that, that go on behind the scenes and that aren't the greatest things. I personally am glad to say that I stay as far away from that as possible, guys. My whole philosophy is to give you guys the music and the best rock and roll found on the planet. There's been a lot of shows that have started since the inception of Rock and Roll Union that don't have the family, that don't have the brothers and sisters like we have. So once again, I want to say thank you. Guys, next week, we're going to be talking about a special music event coming up very soon. And we have a special announcement to make that you guys are not going to want to miss. A lot of, like I said, a lot of great and big things coming from the union. Welcome back. And until next time, guys, don't just leave it. Leave it better. Have a great week, everybody.